And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our final introduction of our 2012 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Paul Keysaw. His presenter is his father, Mr. Paul Keysaw Sr. In 1986, Paul Keysaw Jr. graduated from Athens High School in Athens, Pennsylvania. Correction, Athens. While a prepster, Paul Keysaw was a three-time Northern Section champion, two-time District 4 champion, two-time Northeast Regional champion, and as a junior, he placed second at the PIAA State Championships. As a senior in high school, Paul capped off an undefeated season with a state championship at 155 pounds. Prior to entering college, Paul placed third at the Junior Nationals in 1986 at 178 pounds. Paul continued his wrestling career at Cal State Bakersfield. While a roadrunner, Paul earned All-American status, placing 8th as a junior in the 1990 NCAA Division I National Tournament. And as a senior, Paul won the Pac-10 tournament as well as earning the Most Outstanding Wrestler Award. Culminating his competitive career, Paul Keysaw won the 1991 NCAA Division I National Tournament, defeating UFC star Randy Couture in the finals at 190 pounds. Paul is now in his 16th year as head wrestling coach in the California Community College system. Coach Keysaw was at the helm of Moore Park Junior College from 1996 through 2005. Since 2006, Coach Keysaw has been the head coach at Fresno City College. His teams have collectively won 7 state titles, 1 second and 1 third place finish. Coach Keysaw has been named California State Coach of the Year 7 times and has coached 26 individual state champions. Most notably, Paul Keysaw is a member of the PIAA State Hall of Fame, District 4 Hall of Fame, and Northern Section Hall of Fame. Well, Paul, here we are in California to induct you into the California Wrestling Hall of Fame. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2012 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mr. Paul Keysaw.
I didn't come all the way from Pennsylvania to do this, but since I'm here, it's all because of Lou, too, wherever you are, Lou. You know, first I'd like to say thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here in front of all these inductees, in front of all these great wrestling people. It's a great honor to stand before you and be one of these people. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame and all the people involved in putting this event together. I'd like to thank all the family and friends who are here. You know, I know there's a lot of wrestling and coaches, but there's a lot of family and friends and people who don't get mentioned that really go in and making someone successful, and I want to make sure that those people are acknowledged. I have quite a few of them. You know, my personal family, my dad's here, my mom, my wife, and my new family in California. I have a lot of new families. I don't quite have as many moms as Goldberg, but I have a lot of families, and the Ratcliffes and the Olenicks and the Berries and all my kids that I wrestle for. You know, they're all my family, and I feel part of theirs. I'd like especially to thank my wife, who's here tonight with my 2 beautiful kids. I know everyone, you know, Jesse, I haven't quite got to 22 yet, but May 18th, I celebrate my 16th wedding anniversary, and my wife's still putting up with me, so hey. I had hair. My kids have never seen me with hair, so I don't know if that's ever going to happen either. You know, I'd especially like to thank my mom and dad. They're both in attendance tonight. I feel real fortunate to be raised by a mom and dad who loved me, who cared about me, who cared when I got home, who built a foundation for me to grow up in. You know, my mom's a sweet lady, but on the first day of kindergarten, I came home and 3 first graders were chasing me and my buddy Jody Mail, and I ran home, and my mom's on the porch, and she says, "What's going on?" I said, "Mom, these first graders want to beat us up." She says, "Okay. Well, it's going to be a fair fight. Who wants Paulie first? Anyone jumps in, I got him." So that's my mom. And my dad, you know, my dad's worked every day of his life. And, you know, part of the reason why I went to college is because I didn't want to be a plumber. And I thank God my dad was a plumber because he taught me how to work and work hard every single day. And, you know, when I was in college and I didn't want to go to class, I thought I could have my hands in shit right now, but no. So I went to college. So I'm proud of that for you, Dad. The first wrestling match I ever lost, my dad, I came off the mat, I'm crying, I'm all upset, I just lost, you know, and he says, well, son, sometimes you wrestle a bear, and sometimes a bear wrestles you. I was like 9, I had no clue what was going on. My freshman year in college, I got the crap kicked out of me by Greg Alinsky from Penn State. At the end of the second period, I thought the match was over. I'm trying to take my ankle band off, and the ref says, no, son, it's your choice. And so after the match, my old man says, hey, sometimes you wrestle the bear, sometimes the bear wrestles you. I'm like, oh, I get that now. Now I get that. So, thanks, Dad. I'm still figuring out a lot of that stuff now. You know, one of the things, my wrestling career's been great, and I've been great, you know, I've been real honored to be a coach. You know, tonight I especially want to thank the people who helped me get to where I am. You know, I look at myself now as a servant. You know, I help kids. I want to help kids to succeed and do the things that I did. And I'm very proud to lead young men, and I really take it very personally and very seriously. And I want to make sure that all the people, you know, that are involved, you know, get thanked. And it really does take a village to make a wrestler, and I am part of that. And so, you know, Lou kind of told the story of driving me up the coast. Yeah, I don't know why I ended here. But, you know, God intends people to be in our lives, and Louis Montano, God intended to be in my life, and I'm very thankful for that. And I will always remember Lou telling me, Paul, it's going to be okay, Paul. It's going to be okay. I'm like, no, it's not, Lou. It's not going to be okay, Lou. Paul, it's going to be okay. It's okay. When I need to get pumped up and get a positive person, I call Lou. He's the man. I'd like to thank Coach Kerr for giving me an opportunity to be a national champ, but more importantly, to graduate from college. And I was able to do that. And I got a master's degree. And I'm a plumber's son. So all three of those things, thanks, Coach Kerr. I'd like to thank my good friend, Jim Feeder. He's not here anymore, but he's listening. Coach Keever, I got notes. I still use your card. I know how to read the rule book, and I know all the rules because of Coach Keever. Coach Clevis, hey, thanks. I'm here because you hired me. We used to change together. We go way back. Just so you know, I know. All right? I'm making up the time for everybody that didn't use their 5 minutes. I'm using it. Hey, last thing, I'd like to take all my former coaches, former wrestlers. I have some of them here, some current ones, some past ones. They make me look good, and I need a lot of help with looking good. They really make me part of my success story. To everybody in the room, keep the fight for wrestling going so more guys like Paul Keysaw can stand up here and do this. Thank you so much.